What up, family? This is Coach Nick Masi. I'm here with your daily hodl, here to talk finance and Bitcoin. Today was an amazing day for Bitcoin. We went up a few $1,000s. Maybe amazing is a little bit of a strong word, but I'm getting used to this. Starting this podcast off fresh, learning to do and realizing it's a lot harder than it feels like, right? Today, though, pretty exciting stuff. Check my notes just to go back. I want to make sure I'm accurate. Bitcoin, last I checked, was on $117,300. A 1.83% gain. S&P was slightly down. NASDAQ moderately up. But overall, fear and greed, 62. So it looks like people are starting to get excited for Bitcoin again. It's so weird. I've been investing for the last few years. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've been doing it forever, but I have been investing the last few years with a lot of money invested. And people really get upset when they see Bitcoin like hover in a certain range for a little while, whether it's this 123 down to 113 range. People are all nervous, or it's boring, or why are we doing it? But I'm excited. We're at 117. We're back up from 113 and keep pushing. And as you see, MSTR starts to rise as well. I think the fire is starting to come back. Last week, sell the earnings event. But it was a good earnings event. I want to recap that real quick for your daily hodl. One of the things that was amazing that you all should know by now is that the EPS, right, the earnings per share, was incredible. I believe it was $32.60. Bloomberg and everyone else thought it was going to be negative 10 cents, but they weren't really anticipating the new FASB rules. You know who it was? Michael Saylor, Fong Lee, all the True North guys. Check them out if you haven't checked out their channel. They're amazing. But it's an exciting time to be in MicroStrategy, to be in Bitcoin, and to just be alive, to be honest with you. I know I'm excited about what's going on. A whole new digital asset taking place, moving the market, and making you wonder if you should put money there. Now, I know someone who thinks you should. His name's Larry Fink. He's in charge of BlackRock, and he's a pretty important guy. You know who else is pretty important? The President of the United States, and Howard Lutnick, and Scott Bessent, and all these people in Congress. If you watch the earning, you know. Now, I'm not getting political. I'm just telling you that there has been a shift in this administration that was different from the last administration when it comes to Bitcoin, right? They had Operation Choke Point. They really wanted to keep it down, but Bitcoin really isn't a threat to the dollar. I actually think it makes the dollar stronger. Now, not stronger and it's more valuable, but it makes America more valuable as we create this strategic Bitcoin reserve. I still think it's going to happen. I know we called it the reserve. I know some laws have changed, right? Clarity Act, Genius Act. Senator Loomis is putting some things in perspective here for us to make them law, to make it harder to be taken away, right? To secure the asset much more. And I know if you're me, you have a little bit more security. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the option markets and specifically MicroStrategy today, and they seem to be starting to cook a little bit. I loved MicroStrategy because not just the fluctuation of volatility, because we know volatility is vitality, but the reality is the option market was exciting for those that like to trade. Now, you could just buy your spot and hold it. I think that's one of the best ideas you could have in the world. But some people like to trade. They love the day-to-day stuff. And if you saw the options market today, your day-to-day was pretty exciting. It started to move. We got up to, 405, somewhere around there. And then we dropped back to 399. And we're moving. We're cooking. But I want to see that green candle that goes up, especially in the markets like that for MicroStrategy and options. It just brings more volume. It gets more excitement. FOMO is real when it comes to Bitcoin. And I think the same goes for MicroStrategy. Now, maybe it's just me. I get excited. Sometimes I FOMO in too much at the top. And I get like, oh, man, why couldn't I just wait a little bit? Because I know that it fluctuates based on other people's perp trading, right? The liquidation heat map, and I could go into all that on different days. But right now, I just want to focus again on that MicroStrategy earnings. I'm not going to talk about the preferred stocks or any of those, but those are amazing. I'm excited about that as well. But I do like the earnings per share. I do like FASB. I also like the options, but one thing that I think was missing was the bullish expectations going forward, the guidance. Right, $150,000 Bitcoin, they believe, by the end of the year. They also have $80 earnings per share. You're starting to see the quarters stack up. the earnings quarters for MicroStrategy in a way that not just gets them included into the S&P, right? We already know they qualified. The committee will decide when they get in. But if they keep stacking quarters together with the size of Bitcoin they have, every $1,000 up is a big deal for this company. And this company wants to get into the S&P so they can make big money. You see that already with the Mag 7. They're getting this big money. But the difference between them and this company is, Saylor and Phong Le, they're going to buy Bitcoin. And when they buy Bitcoin, the flywheel gets going again, the infinite money loop gets going again, Bitcoin goes up, the share price goes up, and I know everyone's excited about the new ATM policy, right? I'm not going to get into the dilution or anything like that. It doesn't matter. What matters is the sentiment, and the sentiment is starting to come back. The fire is starting to get stoked, and not just the fire, myself, my account, your account, and the conversation, right? There's orange pilling on holidays, right? Everyone's at the table, talk to them about Bitcoin. But you're going to talk to them about Bitcoin, but you're going to really talk to them about MicroStrategy again, right? It's pretty exciting stuff. Well, anyways, if you like what I did today, I'm going to be back tomorrow and every day after that, providing the daily hodl. These are unedited. If I make a mistake talking, I don't really care. I'm just going to be myself, and hopefully you liked it. Like, subscribe, and let's keep this party going. Good luck.